Wait, I gotta A-B that again. Okay, this is not okay. Hey, what's up? I'm Joel Manduke. I'm a musical director, producer, and creative director out of Los Angeles. And today we're listening to Songs in the Key of Life by Stevie Wonder. Songs in the Key of Life was like an OG record for me that kind of got me into music, I guess. I mean, it started out like listening to records and listening to that record on my dad's record player at home. When I was learning to appreciate rhythm and drum on my lap and sit on my dad's lap, it was doing that to Sir Duke and I Wish and all of that stuff off of this record. And, you know, ever since, it's just been one that I've always had on repeat and never get tired of. I mean, especially in the crossover of such strong, smart music and the tangible nature of pop. I feel like Stevie Wonder just like nailed it, where, you know, as a consumer, you're listening to it and it's objectively incredible music, but if you dive deep, and as I have started to dive deep into the harmonic approaches that he's going in, the mixing that he's doing as a producer on the record and all of that, it continues to blow my mind each and every time. So hearing this in a new experience with the Nuraphone, I'm really excited to hear what I haven't heard before and appreciate it in a different way. All right, this is all just a neutral mode. All right, I'm gonna switch it over to personalized and see what happens. Wait, I gotta A-B that again. Okay, this is not okay. The dynamic ranges of like the bass and the top end sitting on top without like battling it is crazy. Wait, I just need to keep going back and forth. Okay, this is different. I'm gonna continue to immersion mode, see what that is. Oh, okay, that's crazy. Okay, so the outside's the bass, but the in-ear aspects are like the mid and highs, and they're not battling. Yeah, the noise canceling's crazy without being too loud. All right, this is wild. This is absolutely wild. Okay, so I can switch to social mode. So if I want to actually hear people.
Can you hear us?
Oh, what do you know? So wait, does this have microphones?
Yeah.
Okay, you guys have thought of, this is crazy. So on here, you can have multiple profiles too. Right now, I'm on the Joel profile. Emma V, totally different. Super cool, like different frequency ranges, obviously like a different EQ. Here in the scratch, also totally different frequencies, like A being between them, like, it's pretty darn cool. Going back and listening to Songs in the Key of Life in this new experience, and I guess we'll start with Sir Duke, see how it sounds. So those trumpets are just cutting through. It feels like I'm like in the studio with them right now. I'm sure this is how Stevie wanted it to be heard. I'm sure. I'm gonna have no friends. I'm just gonna listen to this. You hear everything. Synths that are in there, the high end on the bass you can hear very clearly and it's not getting muddy. You don't feel like it's an in-ear, over-the-ear situation. It just feels totally balanced. I don't know how it's being so honest to the music, but you hear every detail. Woo! Woo! I can't stop listening to this. Let's listen to like Love's in Need of Love Today. You can hear like individual voices. I feel like this is just eye-opening to how much we've been cheating ourselves to consuming this music in the first place. This is crazy. All right, so I'm hearing a triangle that I wasn't hearing before maybe, but all of that like interacting with the drums and the mixes of that, the interaction of like the multiple keyboards and like harpsichords met with like the Rhodes, I'm hearing them like isolated more than I might have used to. The vocals are just sitting right, not getting muddied up by everything else. When I was back transposing this and like figuring out what these harmonies were, this would have been super helpful. Okay, totally different experience. It's hard to explain. It's one of those things that you just have to enjoy, but to try and explain it, hearing things I haven't heard before, hearing isolation and definition and detail I haven't heard before, and I feel like it's hard because a lot of people are consuming music in different ways, but you want people to hear that, and you want people to hear the honesty of the music you're making. This is that honesty. So this is super special and eye-opening. To put it like in the real way, I mean, Stevie Wonder does like such an amazing job of like his voice, trying to make his voice honest and like he's singing to you in the room. This just highlighted that. I felt like I was next to the engineer listening to them play this live. It just felt so honest and I could hear like the timbre of his voice and the minor inflections and stuff that he is so unbelievably talented at, and it's just making the record sound like it should be. A lot of like headphones are like pushing frequencies and other things to like make your experience maybe an enhanced experience, but an enhanced experience is trying to make the record sound like the record. I feel like Stevie's singing to me like here, like right next to me, which, you know, that's a dream that we all dream of. So this is somewhere close to that dream.